2 years ago, the might of the World Tour Classic specialist received a shock when wildcard team MTN Quebec's Gerald Cholek rocked the establishment by snatching victory at Milan Sanremo.
And here comes Cholek towards the line. Cholek in the gold. There's Sagan as well. I think it is going to be Cholek. I can't believe it. Oh, Cholek takes it.
Now bolstered by an experienced contingent of European riders, the South African team is feeling positive ahead of the longest classic on the racing calendar.
It's a race that's really close to our hearts. It's the race that put us on the map in 2013.
It's a race that is really tough and long. It's all about saving energy before the final climbs.
We just come off a good Tirreno. The guys that should be going well are going well now. I think we've got options in this team.
We are one of the favourites, which is kind of crazy.
The team is no longer an outsider, but a serious threat. Now comes the difficult task for Quebeca of building on that success to cement their place among the world's elite.
Quebeca is a charity. It provides no funding to the team. As a team, we raise awareness to the Quebeca charity, which is a Zulu word. It means to move forward, to carry on, to progress. And it's all about putting kids on bikes. And it really drives our riders to deeper and bigger successes, because it's actually not about them only winning races. If they win races, they can benefit and help others, and it does drive them to greater performances, which is unique in cycling and actually unique in any sport.
They are waking up now, they have a coffee, they change now, they have team presentation, and then it starts.
It seems every year that this race brings out the worst weather, you know. I mean, yesterday it was beautiful and sunny, although it was getting a bit colder, and then again today it's raining and cold, and it's going to be a crazy day, I think. But I mean, going forwards through over the Turquino, I think the weather will get better as we move through the race.
Once the flag dropped, a breakaway soon formed, but it was Katusha and Trek Factory Racing who were the most diligent in the peloton for the opening 200 kilometres, ensuring that the breakaway only had a 5-minute lead by the time they crested the summit of the Turquino and began the descent towards the Riviera. With the wet roads drying out, the breakaway pushed on, but this only stirred Team Sky into action at the front of the chasing peloton. On the Capo Berta, Luke Rowe took up the chase with Thomas and Ben Swift in tow, and when their teammate Salvatore Puccio's wheels slid from under him on the descent, the trio found themselves with a small gap over the peloton. Onto the Chapessa then, and it became clear that Sky and BMC were determined to make the race as selective as possible. As the road flattened out, 2 riders pushed clear. Os and Thomas opened a lead of 30 seconds with 15 kilometres remaining, but it was soon pegged back to 17 seconds as they began the final climb of the day, the Poggio. As the gradient increased, Thomas struck out for home. Paulini was now leading the chase, but was making no inroads on the climb. 700 metres from the summit, Van Avermaet eventually broke free, setting out in pursuit of Thomas. With riders now throwing caution to the wind on the descent in pursuit of glory, Gilbert, Cholek, Stibar and Michał Kwiatkowski all crashed out of contention, ensuring a breathtaking final kilometre.
Edvald Boasson-Hagen is still in this group, Carlton. There he is on the left-hand side of your screens. I think the only representation now for MTN Quebeca. We've got Kreutzger, I believe, coming towards the front. He'll do a turn as well and try and keep this all together for Peter Sagan. 1 kilometre to go.
Under the Flamme Rouge, and then these 2 turns, one at 8.50, one at 7.50. And the nasty one, it will approach before you know it. They've gone over to the other side of the road. I'm just having a look. Is that Lars Bohm who's here? Not quite sure for Astana for the time being. 700 metres. They've made that double turn. The camera can't quite keep up. Everything's blowing up all at once. Big turn they make. They're heading for the final line, and it is Katusha right now. Oh, and Dagan Kolb's involved, and he just has a little bit of a shoulder war going on. Still we wait. We want a heads-up shot as quickly as we possibly can. Here we are.
Christoph in 2nd place. Michael Matthews there in 4th. We've also got, I think, Tim Wellens up there with a teammate on his wheel. Is that Chris Bookman? He's a good sprinter. Dagenkolb's there. Sagan further down. Nasser Bouhanni is here from Cofidis.
All of a sudden, Bouhanni, the prize fighter, but what's Matthews got? Can he stick one on them? The Orica Greenedge man has a look. He stays by the barriers. He's going to have to come out and play his hand. He's boxed in at the moment by Dagenkolb, and they're going for the line. Matthews is not going to make it there, I'm afraid. Oh, what a superb
John Dagenkolb wins Milan Sanremo.
He nails it.
With Cholek crashing on the Poggio, Edvald Boasson-Hagen was best placed for MTN Quebeca in 10th place.
unfortunately we had a few crashes and our riders getting stuck behind crashes, with Churlick getting involved in a crash with Gilbert and Stibar and Kwiatkowski, which was a real pity because it was right in the front of the group, and pretty much we only had Edvald Boasson-Hagen left, and it was difficult for him to position himself on his own, and it was a bit far back on the Via Roma, and then ended up 10th in the finish, which we should be, and we are actually really happy with, because I mean 10th in a monument like this is something good, but it's amazing that 10th place is our worst position in the 3 years that we've done this race.